how we negotiated $30,000 to our buyer inside of the deal, plus we're able to give them almost $100,000 in equity. Everyone wants a deal in today's market, and it's really dependent upon who you're working with and if that agent knows how to negotiate for their client. Let me show you how we ended up negotiating $30,000 for this buyer inside the deal. And now our clients should be able to work on investing into this property, and they should be able to net somewhere around $100,000 off this property when they go to sell it. This client came to us and they were looking for a deal. They were looking for something that they could invest in and grow with and eventually grow their family in. They were open to turnkey options. They were open to something that they could put a little bit of equity into. And we were able to find both of those in the same neighborhood, which is absolutely crazy. The home that we went to go take a look at, number one, was completely renovated. It was ready to rock and roll. The other home across the street, literally, was listed almost $140,000 less, and it needed some work. And so with this conversation, we were able to have, or be able to be, we were able to go and take a look at this property, both properties, compare the two together, and ultimately ended up making an offer on the one that needed some work. One property is listed at $395,000, completely renovated. New kitchen, new bathrooms. The downstairs looked like it had, or the basement looked like it had been remodeled. The seller was able to purchase that property for around $200 and something thousand. They are now looking at selling it for $390 something thousand. Property two that we ultimately ended up making an offer on, and I'll break that down as well, was listed at $250,000. It needed some work, it needed some love, it needed some TLC, but our buyers were able to see that this property was on a corner lot, one. Two, had a whole fenced-in backyard, level lot, where the other one was not level. They were able to see that they would be able to put in a little bit of love into this property and make money and build their equity over the next 2 years. And then eventually buy that next home that they absolutely want, 100% love. And they're able to build their equity and build their financial gain as a family. Number one, they were approved. So they had the ability to be able to choose which home they wanted to do. Number two, we went to go look at both homes and ultimately ended up making a decision to make an offer on the other. We made an offer at $240,000 with $7,000 in closing costs and a home warranty. We knew that we needed to be able to negotiate, or at least be able to figure out where the seller was with this initial offer. They accepted it. Once they accepted it, we then had the inspection done. We knew that this inspection was probably going to come back needing some repairs. So ultimately, once that came back to us, we then had our contractor go out and look at what the inspector had done or had inspected. And then he came back to us with a solid quote that we knew that if we got all of these things taken care of, we were going to be in really, really good shape. But if we got half of these things taken care of, the main components, that we were going to be in a very good spot to be able to maneuver forward. Ultimately, we came in at a higher evaluation for the quote. We ended up negotiating about half of where we needed to be, and ultimately able to take care of all the main structural components that needed to be taken care of, or all the important components that we needed to take care of, which ultimately being able to put us in a very strong new negotiated offer of $250,000. So we came back up to list price. We got $5,000 in closing costs, huge win. And then to cap it all off, we got $25,000 to go towards repairs. They're going to get a new roof. They're going to be able to make some other repairs along with that. And ultimately being in a very good spot to now renovate that property and start gaining equity, instant equity, once they make that renovation. So this is the biggest thing that we were able to do ultimately during this due diligence stage. The next piece is that the appraisal came in at $250,000. So we are completely locked in on where we need to be with this property. We are now moving forward to closing. They're going to close prior to Christmas, so they will be able to say that they got a house for Christmas. This is one of those situations that are absolutely huge in a first-time home buyer's purchase. A lot of first-time home buyers want to buy the home that fits all of their needs right now. If you're able to see that you can build equity in a different type of property, then sometimes that makes more sense, especially in a first-time home buyer. Your main focus should be, how can I get the most equity the fastest in this property? Because if you're able to capitalize on equity on your first home, you can then roll that into your next home, tax-free, if you do it the right way. So ultimately, what this comes down to be is, if you skip out on the instant purchase of someone else's equity and you start building your own equity as a first-time home buyer, you are setting yourself up for the future. And that's what we want to focus on with first-time home buyers, is how good we can make your future on buying the next home. Because we understand that the first home you buy is probably not going to be the one you're going to be in forever. And if we can help you capitalize there, we know that you're going to be able to buy that dream home that you've always wanted with the equity that you have accrued over the last 2 years. These are the things that we need to be focused on as a first-time home buyer. This is where you start building that financial freedom. This is where the American dream starts to really become alive. If you want more breakdowns of deals like this, you can join our email list, you can subscribe to us, you can follow us on all of our social medias. We are always putting out content like this, and we're always here to answer questions for you and from you. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We're here to answer them. If you want longer form content, check out our YouTube page. We're here for that. At any point that we can help, we're here for that. So more than excited to be able to help you guys in your real estate transactions. We do absolutely everything in real estate, whether it's first-time home buyers, whether it's luxury properties, whether it's someone downsizing, upsizing, or even commercial property. So we're here for you with anything that you need. Give us a call.